Welcome to the Costa del Sol, Solway Firth, Solway Coast, southwest Scotland. Today we're going to be cooking something very exciting because the last 2 years I've been keeping to a strict diet of bigos and pina coladas, and it's not good. It's not good for the tummy. So what I want to do today is cook something local but national too. It's a soup, and it's a soup with a very funny name. It's cullen skink. Probably wondering where the name cullen skink comes from. I certainly was. Cullen is a little town in the Royal Borough of Moray in Scotland somewhere, I don't know. Skink comes from Middle Dutch, the word schenke, which means hawk, the knuckle, ham hock, knuckle, not pork. They used to make soups with it. So it came to be known as soup as well. By the time it got to skink, it was soup. It was very much soup. Let's talk ingredients. Haddock, smoked haddock. Cream, butter, onions, potato, parsley. Uphill bike rides are something of a custom around here. In the valley, 5 miles uphill there, and there's nothing better than getting back after a sort of hard, vertiginous climb. Cullen skink. Sullen kink. Depressive sex. Double cream. Potatoes, 300 grams. We're going to weigh them shortly. Onions. We've got some leeks here as well. We've got a bunch of parsley. We've got some anchovies. Don't know if we're going to use them, but we've got them. Step 1. Boil the kettle. We're going to weigh some potatoes. Now, first of all, I need to find out what 300 grams is in imperial measurements. 10 ounces. So, that's 10 ounces. Patties.
It's not very much at all.
It's not very much. That's cullen skink. The important thing to remember about cullen skink is it's a fish soup. It's a fish soup, not a potato soup.
Is it going to be enough food?
Yeah. Like that. If your knife's sharp enough, which this barely is, you can just kind of comb through like that. Ding, ding, and then just rock. Make sure your knife has a curved bottom so that you've got a little bit of slop, slip, slap, and then rock. It's the slop, rock methodology. You're getting a lot of upward onion moisture ejectamenta going straight into the eyes. Correct. That can go over here. What I just noticed, the kettle just finished boiling. We go like this, and we go like this for 15 minutes.
It's cooking it.
What we're doing now is just getting the onion, the garlic, and the potatoes ready to start frying. I was going to wash the potatoes, but
Why bother?
Why bother? And this is a beautiful white potato with a red skin. It's a shame it's being peeled, actually. Oh. Look at that. It's red.
Mmm.
In a way, sort of regret peeling this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one peeled and one unpeeled. Look at this. Dirty old potato. Let's peel it because it doesn't look very sexy. Isn't that the most beautiful colour you've ever seen? That's a very good lesson. Sometimes a recipe is wrong. That's why don't follow a recipe. Follow a video of someone following a recipe who can make very sound judgments along the way, like me. Recipe, sound judgment. Bite-sized morsels known as chips. Millimetric accuracy. Didn't get butter out. short. Leeks. Lovely, lovely, lovely leeks. Right, so what I like to do is just kind of blanch these. I don't even know what blanch means, but it feels like the right thing. Add the potatoes and cook in the butter for a minute, then pour the stock. We forgot about stock. We're gonna learn about stock. Cook until the potatoes are tender. Then use a masher and crush a third of the potatoes in the pan. Stir in the cream. Right, let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? One bit of it. Haddock here that has been soaking in boiled water. And it's been soaking for about 15 minutes, so just pour it. And if you don't have a colander at hand, I tend to just lean it against the sink there and use the side of a sink as a sieve. Use the side of the sink as its own little rudimentary colander. I'm going to have a look at the menu, the recipe now. Then scoop out and drain on kitchen paper. This is not a household that buys kitchen paper. It just isn't, and it never will be. Flake the flesh into large chunks, discarding any bones as you go. I'm going to make a wild leap of faith and say that there is no bones. Look at that. Look at it, Meesies. It's folded over a bit there, but that's okay. Look at that wonderful skin. And we just remove it, and it's easy because it's nice. And I think basically you take it off quite roughly, and then we don't want to waste good flesh, see? If some skin gets into the final product, I don't think anyone's going to complain. I like a bit of skin. Do you?
If it's crispy. Don't like when it's all kind of flaccid.
This is flaccid skin, and I like flaccid skin. Sometimes with sort of rustic food like this, it's important not to be squeamish. Because if you're squeamish and you don't want to get, you gotta get down and dirty, and you got to do it lovingly. Prize that lovely tender flesh, and that's come off. And if you do it lovingly, it's easier. It's less stressful. And once you've separated the majority of the skin from the majority of the flesh, you look at the recipe again, because we don't know what to do next.
But first you wash your hands.
Take a slurp of wine. I'm going to take our teardrop of potatoes. I'm going to pop them in there. I'm going to stir them around. Then I'm going to ask myself, have I made enough? Possibly not. It's going to be quite small. It's probably a starter, actually. Here's a tip and a trick. If you're cooking fish and the fish has come in packaging, whether it's vacuum packed or cellophane or grease fish paper, whatever, if it's a stinky fucking fish like haddock, get rid of the packaging. Remove it from the house. Remove it from the house. The bin does not suffice. While that's doing, I'm going to show you some footage of a kestrel that we saw earlier. An injured kestrel in the thickets with a little piece of a mouse in its mouth. Pouring in 750 ml of bouillon stock after the tatties have been in there for a minute, just soaking up the butter. can't really attest to the quality of the haddock in this instance. What I will say, purely because I've heard other people say it before, is make sure your fish is ethically sourced. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. As to the hue of this haddock and why it's yellow, fuck knows. It's bloody radioactive. Just stick in 100 odd ml of cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very good, very good, very good, 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 very good, very good, very good, 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 very good, very good, very good, 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 very good. Then we pour in the haddock.
Poor haddock.
What we like to do now is give some of the potatoes, about 30% of them, a gentle crush. Okay, so let's serve up. Lovely hearty broth, creamy, fishy, buttery, leaky, potatoey, salty. The Orient gay, speak of the riches and joys of Cathay. Hey, but it's grand to be with. One of the biggest flavours is coming from the potato skin, which wasn't even supposed to be there. You're supposed to skin it. You get a nice astringency from the potato.
What does potato skin taste like?
A bit bitter.
Is it?
Yeah, taste it actually.
Never considered that.
It's very salt. There's no added salt.
Lots of fish.
Not from the fish.